In 2005, during Katrina, we thought we were at 27 feet. We were told we would be at 27 feet, and we weren't. We were at 20 feet. So you have 7 more feet of surge, which means the water came in the Armed Forces Retirement Home. And so, all of a sudden, it wasn't about doing the broadcast anymore. We couldn't do it anyway. So we basically helped the 20 Navy CBs, which is the land-based unit of the Navy that were there with the vets, everything was on the first floor. All the food, all the medicine, and all of them, because they were eating breakfast at the time when this thing came in. So we had to get them up to the second floor. And so we're carrying, think about that, those electric wheelchairs. These guys, our heroes couldn't move, some of them, right? So we had to carry these things up these sweaty stairs. And, but that was the job. That was now our mission, was to help them out as much as we could. And that's what we did.
How long were you guys based there, Jim? When could you get out, and what did that consist of for you?
Let's see. They kept us there another 5-7 nights, slept in the car.
Wow.
Free. Let's see. I think the most incredible dinner I had was frosted mini wheats with Cheese Whiz on top. That was a memorable one.
That was my college. Did you have to go Cheese Whiz, or why? Why did you go Cheese Whiz? Okay.
Why was that supposed to be a good thing that I did Cheese Whiz? Oh,
no, I don't think it was.
But honestly, when you're starving, Cheese Whiz is really good.
Yeah.
So clearly, your job is not just a job. It's not a clock in and clock out. It is all hours of the day and saving people's lives at times. So
Well, I was gonna say, and even when we're not in the field, what you guys don't see is us kind of looking at the computer models ad nauseum. Where's this storm going to go? What's this model doing? What's that model doing? How is the model changed? Oh, wow, that model's come in line with this model. Oh, that model's come in line with that model.
So fast.
It's just crazy.
I'm obsessed.
So is there an off season for you? Is that silly to ask? Because we have downtime.
That's a great question. Sometimes, if we're not getting severe weather or late season, like October, November is kind of the time where you can inhale and exhale a little bit.
Right before hurricane season, Florida girl.
Yeah, before winter storm season.
Get ready to go.
After hurricane season, before winter storm season is when we kind of get that break. But sometimes you get these, lake effect snow events. I was like, oh, break's over. Let's get up to the Great Lakes.
Oh my God. Yeah. So obviously, I knew you were going to mention Katrina, but early in your career, and I asked this of players or veteran players that see maybe a Jamar Chase or something like that come in, or a Joe Burrow come in. When was your first in your career holy shit moment? Like, holy shit, this is a major, this is big time.
I mean, probably.
I get it. Meeting me at the Derby.
But it wasn't on the air. It was a huge tornado in Kansas. It was the only supercell of the day. It dropped a tornado in the cornfields, a big cone, stovepipe tornado. And I was pretty damn close to the thing. But what's amazing is you can't even hear it.
What is that? I was just going to say, what does that feel like? What does that sound like?
I mean, I'm just like, holy, if we were close to that, I could see the corn stalks getting kind of ripped up and centrifuged out.
Oh my God.
But that was like the holy shit moment. The first one. Not to mention, on that same trip, we were broadcasting on the side of the road and lightning struck about 50 yards away. So that was kind of the second one, all in one day, mind you, 2 in one day. By the way, you guys are lit beautifully. I just wanted to say this.
Oh.
You have these little ring lights and everything like that. I just want you to know I'm dealing with natural sun coming through my window. Right now.
Can we get a weather report right now? Would you mind, Jim? What are we working with out there?
It's too
Please.
cold. I've had enough of the cold, man. I'm still thawing out from the last month of being out in storms.
It'll turn me on so much, Jim. Give me a weather report. Come on.
You got to give me a place.
Wherever. Just give me anything.
Let's do Florida. Increasing showers, rain, no thunderstorms, no severe. But then the sun comes out. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be in the 70s and 80s. Did that do it?
What's our humidity?
It's not going to be very high.
She loves to follow up on humidity. That one and the what's the pressure?
All you guys have to do is just go by your hair with humidity.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. Well, half of mine is fake, so I can't really judge that, Jim. Okay, so we
can't get the hair done. The humidity's high. I obviously can't judge the humidity with that, but you guys can.
Your hair looks great. Okay, so we've experienced the dangerous, the bad. What's been your favorite moment in a positive way on the job or a situation that you've reported on where you're like, you know what, this is a really good gig I got?
I mean, the time that I got the thunder snow in Plymouth, Mass was just euphoria.
I watched it today.
That was euphoria central. And the whole way that it came to be was the fact that, we moved down there. We moved out of our comfort zone at the Long Wharf Marriott in Boston. And we said, all right, let's just try Plymouth. Let's go down there. They pushed, they're like, Jim, it's going to be stronger. The winds are going to be a little bit stronger. I'm like, who the heck's going to know the difference between 50 and 55? I mean, honestly, but we'll go. We'll go down there for you. And so I see Reynolds Wolf, who takes my place in Boston, get thunder snow. And I was demoralized. So I literally put my face down in the snow. I was just laying there, just absolutely demoralized that he got it and I didn't. Because it's pretty hard to be live on the air and actually get it.
Wait, what is thunder snow? I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
I'm glad you're asking.
Sometimes I just talk like you guys know this stuff. Shame on me.
No, I mean, I'm completely turned on, but keep telling us all about thunderstorm.
So think about a thunderstorm in the summer, right? Okay. The air pops up, see these big towering cumulus clouds. They get to a place where you get electrical charge and discharge, and boom, you get thunder and lightning. The same thing can happen. And
it's really rare.
Winter.
It never happens.
The same thing can happen in the winter.
Right.
It's just above the cold layer. So if that's happening and it's snowing like crazy and you get thunder and lightning in the snowstorm, and it's usually
well, what is this like seeing Sasquatch? It never happens.
No,
like,
happens.
What is it? Why is it such a big deal?
Aaron. It's happened to me 5 times on the air. Okay, during live television.
I watched.
Go back and look at them all. I'm telling you right now, it's happened 5 times.
You did get 6, by the way. You got 6.
So it's happened 5 different times. That event in Plymouth was 6 times.
Brady has 7 rings. What?
That was it.
My gosh.
Anyway, so you saw what happened once I finally got it in Plymouth. I just went absolutely nuts. I went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. Boom.
Oh my gosh. I love everything about this.
I love it. Can I go back to the tornado situation?
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Florida. I grew up in Tampa Bay, lightning capital of the world. I mean, I remember the days where lightning would strike and my mom's like, unplug the VCR. We're going to lose everything. And I've been through hurricanes. Tornadoes were the one thing that it was like, I remember having the drills in our classroom. That is just scary shit. I mean, you just mentioned briefly how you don't hear anything. I always heard a tornado would be like hearing a train, a freight train coming through.
So that was just my first tornado in Kansas in a cornfield, which is great. Okay. Let them be out there in the high plains all they want. But when they start coming into Nashville and Atlanta and Oklahoma City, right now you got debris flying around and you absolutely hear that because it's right outside your window, right? So that's the difference. That's the difference.
I was born and raised in Seattle, Jim, and I left when I was 18 because I was over the rain. Well, yes, it is beautiful, like 3 months out of the year. But every time I tell someone I'm from Seattle, they're like, doesn't it rain a lot up there? We're like, okay, we get it. So what is the number one question you get asked when people, everyone knows who you are, but when you say, as a meteorologist, the question I get asked the most is what?
The question I get asked the most is, why do you get paid if you get it wrong half the time?
Jim, it's true.
Right?
I mean, seriously. Right? But not you. You don't get it wrong. You know the pressure.
We only get it wrong 30% of the time now. We've gotten better. Charissa, here's what I would say to you for Seattle, though. All right? Don't let them tell you that it rains all the time because it's more of a mist than a drizzle.
Oh, I like
that. I love him.
So it's really not like a pouring Florida downpour like Erin's used to.
Yeah.
All right. With the big drops where if you have to go to your car to a building, you're soaked. Mm-hmm. You guys can usually walk through the raindrops out there. It's just kind of a drizzle mist, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It wasn't my favorite. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
Well, yes, it's not perfect sunshine. That's
hence my California residency. But I did buy a place in Nashville. And the first week I had the place, 7 trees fell in my backyard, 1 on the house. And I was like, This isn't Kansas. Toto is nowhere to be found. What's going on down here? I had no idea about this inclement weather. And then Erin's dad was like giving me the whole rundown of the South. And I was like, I probably should have done my due diligence before this purchase. But do I need to be worried? There's been an unseasonable amount of snow, or maybe that is, I should be asking you. Does it feel like there's a lot more snow this year?
There was a month ago. I mean, there was, we haven't had any snow in like a month. So yes, so that got so much news. That got so much because we got like 200% of normal for the month of December, and then all this because we didn't have anything back east. It was warm. It was incredibly warm back east, and then it shut down. Then we got busy in the east in January, and you guys didn't get any snow at all. So we literally have flipped the pattern. And here we are in
surprised.
February, right?
What do we got? What's happening?
Oh, it's still the same as January.
Okay.
What would surprise people the most about your job? With ours and me being on the sidelines, there's no bathrooms. And Jim, you could probably relate to this. I hold my pee for like 8 hours at a time. I mean, I play a game with myself called Let's Test My Kidneys. I'll probably need some sort of transplant in like a few years because I've tested. It's a fun game show. But what's the one thing about your job that surprises people?
Well, it's certainly not how I hold my urination because here's the deal. If I got to go, I'm going to find a place.
It's easier for you to go.
It's easier for dudes. It always is. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's a fact. Let's see. What surprises people about my job? Gosh, I don't know. Maybe the hours, maybe as much time as I spend out of the office looking at the weather that I do in the office. Sometimes it's more actually. So maybe that would surprise everybody.
So I like to wager, Jim, on games, and I'm allowed to wager on games. So I have a lot of friends and family be like, okay, what are your bets this week? What are we working with? How many of your friends and family are, when they're going on a vacation or, a storm's coming, are they texting you, asking you for inside information, or just, sort of tapping into the knowledge that 37 years has provided?
What's funny is like nobody believes me when I tell them something.
Like what?
Like I told my brother it was going to snow the other day. He goes, well, no, the forecast is only calling for a couple of inches. But I'm like, yeah, but you could get like 6 or 8 actually. It looks better. It looks better than it was.
Who's not listening to you?
Well, yeah, but they're not calling for that on television. I'm like, oh, thanks, Finn. Thanks, buddy.